Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to talk about Under the Bridge. So I just finished watching it and I want to let you guys know for context, I had no idea that this show existed. I didn't know anything about this show. Literally, Hulu just recommended it on my home page and I recognized the actress from Daisy Jones, who's the main character, Becca. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to watch this. I had no idea the turns that it was about to take. I didn't know that this was like an anti-bullying show, that this actually happened to someone. It was just scary and terrifying. But yeah, I definitely think the show brought awareness because I had no idea that the show was headed in this direction. I don't know what I thought. I just saw an actress that I recognized and I was like, okay, I'm going to watch the show. And yeah, the show was very impactful. It was actually very emotionally taxing to some degree. I also didn't know it was a book. I didn't know all the lore that went behind it. I didn't know that this happened to an actual person. So, and once I found out, once they were telling you in the show that this actually happened, I did not take the initiative to look all that stuff up online because it was just so sad to see in the show. So I was like, I can't even, emotionally, I don't think I could have handled seeing, this in real life, seeing that play out through news articles and things like that. It just sounded so sad. And I'm like, I can't. So I just watched the show and that's it. I don't have any context outside of the show. It was just a lot. But here's one thing that I want to talk about. The show overall was a good show. However, Warren, you will never convince me he's a good guy. It's just not going to happen. And here's why. I feel as though, and I bring this up because I feel as though the show made such an effort to convince you that, or just simply to humanize him. They really wanted to convince you that he did have some sense of morality. And I just don't believe them. I just really don't believe them. I don't think that he has any morality, honestly. This is on the show alone, guys. This isn't about the real people or, what happened in real life. But based on the show, I don't believe them. I don't believe him. I don't believe Rebecca or Becca. It's just a lot. But I say that because I get that Warren was going through a hard time. His dad basically he abandoned him. He didn't have a place to live. He was having a really hard time. But there is just no reality that gives you the right to take a life. And you're 15. I mean, imagine. That's insane. That is actually insane. And I just noticed how the show, when it goes into Warren, he seems like a nice guy for the most part. And then you find out that he helped take this girl's life, Rena's life. I was actually shocked. I did not think Warren did it at all because they try so hard to convince you that he didn't because he's too nice of a guy. But no, he did, or he was an accomplice. And I was like, wow, he's sick. This is sick. And I just feel like the show really wants you to think he's changed or he has some sense of morality, and no, I just don't think that he does, because you don't even know this girl. He kicked her, by the way, if for context, he kicked her when she was getting jumped by a bunch of girls. She was defenseless, and this random guy that she doesn't even know kicked her. That's insane. And the crazy part is someone else, another guy, stepped in and was like, what are you doing? You don't even know her. Verbatim said that. And that guy's just as bad because he was letting her get jumped. But either way, he did stop Warren from attacking her. And then Warren proceeds a couple hours later to go with Kelly to basically take Rena's life. So at that point, no. I don't think that Warren felt remorseful or anything. I think he just got caught. And it just seemed like he was playing a role of he is a child, so I get it. He probably does have dreams and hopes and stuff like that. But that doesn't take away his capability to do something so monstrous, so savage to someone, period, to anyone. But the fact that you didn't even know, this girl has done nothing to you. Kelly, she was just looking for a reason to hurt Rena. But this guy didn't even have a reason. He just did it. He just helped her. Wild. And what really got me was when he said that the one thing he remembered was that her back was so hairy, that Rena's back was so hairy. Are you psychotic? Are you okay? That's what you remember after taking someone's life? Yeah, you're crazy. You're done. Like, no, you just won't convince me, guys. And pretty much that's all I have to say. Like, Kelly should have got a way harder sentence, in my opinion. That girl was insane. I'm scared of her. But yeah, guys, the show was emotionally taxing because I went in blind. I had no idea that this show was based on a book. I didn't know that it was meant to bring awareness to bullying. I was genuinely just like, what is happening? And then I was invested, and so I watched to the very end. So I would recommend you guys to watch it. It's a very interesting show. I would also like to hear your opinions about Warren, Kelly, Josephine, Rena, and something I also want to give the show credit for, even though I did not necessarily like their take on trying to humanize Warren. I don't think it was a bad way to go, because I actually think it added to the show in a lot of ways. But one thing that I really enjoyed about the show was that they didn't necessarily make Rena to be a perfect victim. And I say that not because Rena is a bad person, but because just because you're not perfect doesn't mean you deserve to have your life taken from you. You get what I mean? I thought that was a great message. Like, just because you're not a perfect person, does that therefore mean your life should be taken away from you? That's insane. Like, no, Rena was a normal kid. Okay, she spreaded a rumor about another kid. That's what kids do. They don't take lives, though. That's crazy. That's an extreme in any regard, regardless of age. But especially you being 15 years old, taking a life, that's wild.